Hello, it's Richard at Richard's Guitars. I wanted to do something today. I was all fired up for doing one thing, and as these things happen, something else completely drew my attention. And so I'm going to follow my feelings, as always, and do the thing that kind of interests me, because that's why I do the videos, obviously. I walked in and I noticed a guitar had just turned up for a customer. And this is it here. Now look at this. That is, I think they call that Fireburst, do they? Is it Fireburst or Pickguard? Like the old vintage style. And it absolutely looks incredible on this. Now look how that sets off against the Rosewood on this. Look at that. So this guitar, I just thought, oops, I haven't done anything on slope shoulder for some time. I'm not sure what my last slope shoulder video was. I just wanted to draw attention to this absolute beauty. I must say, it's a shame I don't have the, oh by the way, someone asked me if I was sucking sweets in my last video. So I have to tell the truth. I am sucking something in my mouth, but it's a plate. It's a plastic plate. Sounds gruesome, but I've always had horrendous teeth, and it's been plaguing me for years. And I have veneers, and the veneers, because my jaw line closes too tight, my veneers ping off. It's been going on for years and years and years and years. So I finally had them out. I will be having some kind of, you know, permanent fixtures in there, but for the moment I have false teeth. so I'm with you guys. The false teeth brigade. I'm joined. So I'm sucking on my little plastic plates. Cool. Back to the video. Yeah. So open machine heads. It's just an old vintage style. And what I was going to say was, there's two models, and I think anybody who's looking at slope shoulder, certainly one of these amazing Eastman guitars, it would be good to kind of understand or hear the differences between that mahogany tone and the rosewood tone. So the rosewood, this is rosewood with a, I think this is Adirondack spruce top with a, or it could be alpine spruce. I'm sorry because I haven't spec'd it up because it just was there, and I should have done. It's either Adirondack or alpine, high quality spruce top with rosewood back and sides. And then this is the E20SS slope shoulder. The 10 determines the mahogany, so there's an E10SS as well. Now I've got to admit, my absolute baby, I am a bit of a, yeah, this is quite an interesting thing. Look, let me give you, I'll give you a picture of the sound, and then we'll sort of talk about what kind of person goes for one type of sound and another might go for another. This might be quite useful, and then I'll kind of explain where that fits into Eastman and what they do for different people. So the first thing we hear, what comes across to me with that is, first of all, every Eastman seems to just chime. That full tone, full body tone, which is just wonderful for strumming. Let's change the rhythm a bit. So you get the idea. So, what you get with a slope shoulder Dreadnought is it's a fuller toned, sweet sounding guitar, I would think. Fuller toned, sweet sounding guitar. Lovely for strumming, and lots of old vintage songs have been done on these things. I personally, on a very personal level, I don't know why, but on this style of guitar, I quite like a little bit of woodier texture, a little less detail. And I'm not, it's like I'm not, there's no right and wrong here. And this is the most beautiful guitar. For some reason, when I go vintage in my mind, I become slightly woodier toned in thoughts. And when I'm thinking of a slightly more modern style, maybe, then and actually, it's really odd because the sound I kind of like is that detailed kind of sound. I talk about it all the time. I love the sound that this guitar is making. I absolutely love it. But maybe it's just because I have the options of different guitars around me that I think, you know, because I'm at the point of view of having all these hung up, I tend to think, oh, okay, when I pigeonhole that one in my mind, I kind of want to pick up this kind of slope shoulder guitar and it be mahogany. Maybe, you know, that's just a very personal thing. But it's nice to try both maybe and just find out what suits you. But the general reason for showing you is just because it's just so beautiful, and I think slope shoulder guitars, the Dreadnought seem to get a bit under. I think maybe they're getting a bit more into fashion now. I think more people are looking at slope shoulder Dreadnoughts. Not many people who play acoustic guitar are playing lead guitar up here, and you know, so this whole cutaway concept for a lot of people is redundant anyway, I think. I think for a Dreadnought particularly, the cutaway is not so suited. I think when you look at the beautiful Dreadnought design, for me, that Dreadnought there loses something when it, not just physically, but visually, you just sort of, it just kind of loses that absolute classic look. I mean, look at it. That is just stunning. It's all, you know, I talk about Eastman guitars and I say they're works of art, and that to me is another work of art. So if you're into wanting an incredibly high quality Dreadnought guitar, this range of the E20, E10, whoops, oh yeah, I did that. These come shipped to us, they're brand new, so that string slippage would have been brand new strings doing what they do. I was going to say something else. Yes, so in this range you have the E20SS. Bearing in mind you've got the E20D as well. I suppose we could look at the kind of the differences between a slope shoulder and a Dreadnought. And to be quite frank, off the top of my head, I wouldn't be able to sort of absolutely say. For some reason, and I really should have my facts to my hand, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to make myself look like an arse. So, well, as if I need a slope shoulder Dreadnought to do that. But I won't say anything because I might end up talking total BS, and then everyone will have a go at me, and then I'll have to pull the video like I did last time. So I won't do that. E20SS is the Rosewood back and sides. Then you have the E10SS, which is the same guitar but with mahogany back and sides. And then you've got the wonderful V model, which I've just sold. In fact, not only have we sold two very recently, we've got two more orders for them, and it's a real joy. I absolutely love that guitar because it combines my personal favourite woody tone, if you like, for this particular model, along with the old vintage aging look as well. So you really do get this double whammy of, and maybe that's why I'm kind of caught into this mahogany tone, because I've so fallen in love with the vintage E10 slope shoulder vintage model, that all that aging look, and it just seems to work so amazingly on that mahogany. And maybe I can, and I think it's fair to say that when you think of detailed tone for whatever reason, who is it? Maybe it's just mine. You tell me. You tell me whether, when you think of kind of detail in a sound, in an acoustic guitar, and there's lots of overtone and highs and lows, is that a more modern sound, or is that just my take on it? That's just could just be a completely personal thing that I. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. Something else, something really interesting is I've seen more and more of these guitars coming through. Again, very personalised thing. But the necks. Things like the 322, 422, they have a gloss neck, but I've noticed that they're reducing the kind of gloss and making it slightly more what I call satinized, semi-gloss, you could say, coming through a lot more. So whether that's a sort of trend, I must say I like it because it's like a non-intrusive gloss. If you're somebody that's not keen on a gloss neck for any reason, then this neck would suit you better. So that's interesting as well. But it rarely comes up, but every now and then someone will say, oh yeah, I don't want a gloss neck, so it's worth probably mentioning. I never really kind of noticed, but I'm not sure if I've got a favourite or not with gloss versus satin necks, but it's worth mentioning. Okay, on this one, look, again, same old story, but look at that saddle, absolutely loads of saddle height on that. Sorry, if I get out of the way, it should go on there. Time and time again, the geometry of these guitars is absolutely second to none. I love that wooden, in here, look, that's a wooden trim in there, all this binding in here, this is wooden trim inside, but it's so subtly done. Look at that, it's beautiful. Okay, there you go. Just a little bit of a thing on slope shoulder Dreadnoughts. So hopefully that's, if you're interested in slope shoulder guitar, have a look at one of those. Okay, all right, cheers, bye.